So as we continue, we have the profit before tax, that is 1500. Now we calculate what is the income tax on this profit. So in this problem, the provision for tax is 35%. So accordingly, we will calculate 35% of this profit that we have earned. Okay, and 35% of the 1500 is rupees 525. Okay, and after minusing this income tax, the balance amount, or what we call the profit after tax or profit for the year, is 975. All right. So this is the profit that we have earned during the year. Now what do we do with the current year's profits? Okay, once we have done this working note, we have to see whether all of these amounts in the working note have been accounted for. All right. On the current year's profit, the next adjustment says that we have to first of all pay dividend, that we will show in appropriations, and second of all, even if statutory reserve is not mentioned anywhere in the problem, we are still supposed to show the transfer to statutory reserve. That is why it's called statutory. It's compulsory and it has to be kept. All right. So the statutory reserve, 20% of the profits that we calculate, it comes to 195. So this is 20%, just for your understanding, 20% of 975. Always calculate transfer to the reserves based on current year's profit. Not total of the profits, not previous year's profit, but the current year's profits. All right. So that is our transfer to statutory reserve. Now, going back to our solution, let's look at our profit and loss account and see what else is remaining to be entered in the profit and loss account. Income, interest and other income we have added. We got a total. Expenditure, interest and operating expenses we have added. Now we need to calculate how much are provisions and contingencies. So far in the working note, I'll just show you here, we have two types of provisions. One is provision for doubtful debts, the other one is provision for income tax, and we need to combine these two in order to get the total amount of provision. All right. So provision for doubtful debts and provision for income tax. Okay, what are the amounts? For doubtful debts it is 284, and for your income tax it is 525. The total of these two, if you add these up, I'll write them inside, 284 plus 525, and I'll write the total here. So total provisions and taxes, they come to 809. If you add up these two, they will come to 809. So 809 is our total provisions and taxes that will go in our profit and loss account, right? So provisions and taxes, find where it is in the P&L and write the total as 809. So let's total up and see how much we get after adding up the provisions as well. 2000 plus 475 plus 809. This gives us 3284. So total income and total expense done. Okay. Now calculate profit or loss for the current year. How do we do that? This 4259 minus 3284. It should give you 975. Okay. Let's cross check if it is the same that we get here. Yes. profit after tax or profit for the year is 975. So these two items should match. What you get by minusing income and expenses in the P&L is the same as what you're getting in the working note. It has to be same because we've accounted for all these doubtful debts and other provisions. Fine. So 975. Let's see what was the net profit or loss at the beginning of the year. That is what is brought forward from the previous year. Alright. That is opening balance on 1st of April. Look at our question here. It says P&L account had a balance of rupees 10 lakhs on 1st April 2019. Now why have I put a dash here and why did I separate? Because it's in thousands. Again, we are going to get the shorter version of it. We don't want these thousands because we are showing amounts in short, right? So this is 1000. The amount of profits made last year is 1000. Okay, so that gives us the total of these two. Let's total up our profit and see how much we get. Total profits current year, previous year, 975 plus 1975. 1000 is 1975. Okay, done. So total of these two, the total profit is 1975. Next job is to show what are the appropriations of the profit. We don't have any other reserves here, so I'll delete that. Let's see appropriations. So what did we do with the profit? We transferred some amount to the statutory reserve, right? We calculated it here. How much did we transfer? We transferred 195 to the statutory reserve. So write that down. 195, bring the amount over here. Were any dividends given during the year? Yes. Dividend of again rupees 1 lakh. We needed like this shortened form in thousands. So 1 lakh proposed dividend will become 100, right? We don't want the one in thousands, we just want 100. So 100,000 was the dividend. Then also we paid some dividend tax at the rate of 17% on the dividend that we have distributed. Alright. So 17% of that 100 is 17. Correct? So 17%, I will write it here, of 100 is 17. And now we have to calculate how much balance has been carried forward to the balance sheet. How do we do that? What you do first is write the total of the profits, correct? Because what are appropriations? Utilization of the profits are appropriations. So if you have made 1975 as the profit, you show how you have utilized it, okay? And the balance carried over to the balance sheet. So let's calculate this 1975 when you minus the other amounts from it, minus 195 minus 100 minus 17. The balance of profit carried forward to the balance sheet is 1663. Done? So that's our profit and loss account. Complete. This figure will be the same. Whatever balance remains after minusing all these other appropriations from the total profits, that goes to the balance carried over to the balance sheet, right? It will be carried forward to the next year. I hope this problem is understood, and this is what the complete solution will look like. Your P&L account, alright. Notes to the P&L. Of course, we don't have the previous year's figures. All the notes done as per the schedules, and any additional working calculations are done here in the working note. Okay, so that is the complete solution 2 for Rana Bank Limited. Done.